NBA training camps are underway this week. Preseason not far off in the future. That means that the regular season is about to get underway. Dub Nation, stand up, show out. If you're ready for the season to start, type me in the comment section. Who isn't ready to see the Golden State Warriors try to repeat as NBA champions? That's why I'm typing my me. And with that, let's start the show. Did you sense the excitement? I couldn't help myself. This is Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Another great show on tap for all of you today. Make sure you subscribe to show us some love for Warriors coverage all throughout the year. And we begin with Jordan Poole, and then we'll get to Draymond Green. Some interesting stuff on that front. The Warriors have until October 17th to reach a deal with Jordan Poole. If they don't, then he enters restricted free agency after this upcoming season. And Jordan Poole was asked about that looming contract extension and said, look, I'm going to let my reps handle that. I have confidence that we're going to work something out. I'm just here to play basketball. I'm excited to be back with the team. I mean, however we go into the season is however we go in. If I'm going to play my game, going to be me and put everything forth to help us win games, and that's that, whatever the situation or circumstance is. So, yeah. And with Jordan Poole, I mean, it really wouldn't surprise me if a deal happens, if a deal doesn't happen, because a couple of things are at stake here and are at play for both the Warriors and Jordan Poole. For the Warriors, a lot of people that they have to pay, and already they're paying big-time money to a lot of people. And maybe they think that Jordan Poole isn't going to improve upon the numbers that he put up last year, both in the regular season and the playoffs here, where he was phenomenal, 17 points per game, 50% shooter, 39% from the floor. And if Jordan Poole doesn't have another insane season, then maybe they can get him for a pretty good discount. The danger in not paying him now and not reaching that deadline in mid-October is if they don't pay him and then he has a great year and then it gets to the point where they can't even afford one of the more emerging offensive players in this league who's still in his early 20s. He has emerged, folks, let's be real, as a potential cornerstone. You think into the future of when this franchise might not have a Steph Curry in his prime. Same could be said for Klay Thompson as well as Draymond Green. Then if you can just pass the mantle and pass the torch to Jordan Poole, he can be that next guy up to continue his elevation, to continue his growth, and maybe be even better than what we've seen him be with this team, because let's be real, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to really do all that much on the offensive side of the floor because he's playing with some offensive superstars. And the path that we've seen for Jordan Poole up to this point really has been impressive considering how fast it's taken place. He was at Michigan for a little while, 2017 to 2019. He was that first-round pick back in 2019. Folks, that's not too long ago. 28th overall selection. He gets off to the start where you're like, I'm not sure about Jordan Poole. Can this dude hoop? Can he ball? G League stints from 2019 to 2021, and then last year the breakout season. Really, it was 2 years ago where we were talking about it. We were first on this as compared to anybody, that Jordan Poole, when we watched the games, we broke some things down. We said, he's a pretty impressive player. He has some wiggle. He can shoot at all three levels. He can be that heater, flamethrower coming in off the bench. Now, did I expect him to play as good as he did last year? Honestly, I did. Do I think that he can be better? Yes, I do. Do I think he's going to come back to the Warriors? I'm really not sure, because this guy could put himself in a position to clearly get the bag. And if the Dubs view Poole as a Curry replacement, they're not going to let him go next summer, in my opinion. And if they have some concerns about how Steph Curry might age, then they're not going to let Jordan Poole walk, because you just don't let special cats walk. I mean, if you're operating a business out there, if you work alongside some really talented people, you know that they're really valued, right? And the employer, bosses, general manager, owner, CEO, whatever, they'll do a lot and they'll pay up to keep talented people in-house. So what do you think, Warrior fans? Do you think that Jordan Poole's going to stay in the Bay Area? Do you think he's going to go? I want you to let me know right now in the comment section. S for stay, G for go. While you're scrolling down there, you see that subscribe button? Well, if you haven't hit that, do so right now for videos all year round on the Golden State Warriors. When things start to pick up, there are times when we put out videos every single day. YouTube.com/WarriorsTV, interactive and informative analysis coming your way for Dub Nation. As for Draymond Green, Similar conversation here. Obviously, he's at a different point in his NBA career because he's older, more established, and he's not about to enter his prime. He's probably outside of it, even though he still does some great things. Draymond does not think that an extension will happen before the start of the season, and it shouldn't. Now, what's interesting, though, is if we propel forward, he has that player option for the 2023-2024 season. So he could decide his future, or the Warriors could decide his future as well. Draymond, a lot of people want to knock the lack of offensive production. That's fine when you're playing on this team and when he means what he does for this basketball team here. Special player, special intangibles, special culture builder, one of the best defensive players of all time. And you'll take this production, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, competitiveness, dog mentality, never scared. Draymond, he's certainly one of one. As for Bob Myers on the Dubs' current situation with all of these financial elements at play, the good news for us is that I don't hear that anybody wants to leave. That would be a worse problem if they said, I don't want to be here. I'm out of here at the end of the season or trade me. Not hearing any of that. The goal is to figure it out as best as we can. So basically, that's the best that Bob Myers can do there, with not giving away too much or not sending some type of subtle message out there that could be received the wrong way. But if Draymond Green leaves, where would he go? That's the other question here. It'd be weird to see him in a different uniform, no doubt about that, but which other teams could pay up if he wants that max deal that the Warriors don't give him? The good news is we'll try to come up with some answers coming up around the break. First, though, who leaves the Warriors? I don't know if they could pay all these players. Is it going to be Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Jordan Poole? I want you to let us know once more in the comment section by dropping that jersey number. Now, this polo here to my right, it's really awesome. And I got myself one of those back a couple of months ago on a phenomenal deal. Make sure you get that deal as well. Look fresh. And when you look good, you play good, and you feel good. That, homies, is the motto. Chatsports.com/Warriors Polo. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. As for a Draymond Green potential destination, how about the Dallas Mavericks? Him teaming up with Luka Doncic. The Mavericks gave this team some fits in the Western Conference Finals. An NBA exec saying if Draymond leaves the Warriors, the Mavericks, they could be a destination. If he gets a big offer from Detroit, obviously he grew up Saginaw, Michigan, went to Michigan State as one example, maybe, or Dallas or the Lakers, somewhere he would like to play, he is not going to be shy about leaving. He understands this business damn well, we know that he does, and he's outspoken about it. He would love to play with a superstar like Luka, where he just has to play off of him. And there will be no suitors for Draymond Green if or when he hits the free agency market, because a team like Dallas, a team like the Lakers, a team like the Pistons in the future, they might look at Draymond Green as we cooked up our Draymond Green destinations and say, look, we're obviously in a position to either win a championship, we're getting close to maybe competing for a championship, or we need that one guy to push us over the top, to give us that opportunity to get closer to winning a championship. And all the things that I said about Draymond, tenacity, aggressiveness, culture builder, leader, high basketball IQ, they could all fit these teams here or another team out there to help push up the pace of them trying to chase a ring. More from an NBA executive. He does not want to leave, but if you ask around, I think there's a sense that he would. There's a limit on how much they're going to spend to keep this thing together, and because they have young guys at just about every position, they're approaching it like there's no one outside of Steph that they have to keep. Look, it would suck for them if Draymond left. It would suck to call up Steph and say, hey, Draymond, he's made it clear that he is about to, envision all this player power. Like, you're going to lose Draymond Green, but just like Draymond Green knows that this is a player-driven business, Steph Curry understands that this is a player-driven business. And this is really what the conversation comes down to, is that Draymond wants to get paid. And the Warriors know that, other teams know that, and other teams will be willing to pay a player, to get a player the caliber of Draymond Green because of all of those necessary attributes that we talked about. So with that, let's ask you this. Before we round out the show, where does Draymond Green rank among all-time Warriors players? There have been a lot of great players in the history of this franchise. Let us know. And like always, if you made it this far on the show, real one, roll call. If you made it this far and you're subscribed, type real one. We greatly appreciate all of the support here on Golden State Warriors today, and we will catch you next time here on the channel. Keep it locked for the best Warriors coverage on YouTube.